We are doing it again. We are here for the second episode of the Soul Sharing Podcast. I am thrilled to be here again. I am so proud of myself for showing up again. I'm grateful for everyone who checked out the last episode and left feedback. I think that was just so amazing, and I'm so grateful. This is the Soul Sharing Podcast. I am your host, Gina, and we are here to just have some fun, open conversations about things that we may not get to talk about that often. So I'm excited. I'm excited for this topic as well today. We are talking about being, are you ready for it? Selfish. Some reason that is a dirty word to a lot of individuals. I find that being selfish is not easy. And as a mom, as a woman, I get that. I know the lessons we have learned and how we put everyone first and all the things. I get being selfish can be a dirty word to some people and in some circumstances even. But I'm talking about being selfish in a way where you are putting yourself first, making sure you are good, making sure that you are showing up for you, your needs are met, your desires are being honored, and you're providing yourself joy. I think all of that is necessary and sometimes can be under that category of being selfish. So I want to talk about it. I want to talk about why and what we've learned and where we come from and how being selfish has turned into a dirty thing and how some people are really rolling their eyes at the selfish equals self-care thing and kind of even making that not a great thing. Showing up for you is always a great thing. You know, it may have consequences, it may affect others, but showing up for you is necessary. And I want to talk about it today. So, what is being selfish? I got the privilege of hearing an author talk, and an author of a book called The Law of Attraction. His name is Michael. I can't say his last name, but he was talking about how there are multiple things that we are selfish on without a hesitation, and then other things we're like, nope, I don't know, I can't choose, I'm not worthy. And it really, it resonated with me. So some things I haven't thought about that we choose to be selfish about without hesitation are our style and the clothes we wear. And this is when we have the privilege to. Obviously, not everybody, but these are some things that we, if we can have the choice, we make that choice. So some of the things are the clothes we wear, the style and the perception, our outer appearance that we show the world. Smells that we choose to smell, you know, the food we choose to eat. We know that we do not like that. We don't eat that. Onions, no thank you. I never eat onions. Please take that off my burger. I will remove that. Selfishly, we are like, I know what I want and I do not want that. So there are some things where we honestly are very adamant on no thank you. And then there's some things where we're like, oh, well, I will take whatever I can. And that's not fair. Some of those things are the joy we choose to experience. Sometimes we just wait and we really soak in those moments, but we don't go out of our way to create joyous experiences just for ourselves. That is something that we can add or do that can add so much to us that could be seen a little selfish. Joy is something I love. I love some joy. And I think it is such an incredible experience, and it can be healing also. So that is something, the money we make, that is something, we don't get to be selfish on often, but we can choose things. We can be like, nope, I don't get paid enough here. I am choosing something else. There are things in relationships that we know we do not want. We know that we would choose for that not to be part of the experience, but I'm going to say that word a lot today, but we still experience it. We still do it. We still allow that to be put on us without us wanting it. And that's something we can be more selfish on. We can choose what we want. High maintenance, selfish, what are the words that are taboo? But it's like, why not? Why not? If I can provide it for myself and I'm not asking everybody else, why not be very specific as to what I want? And then allow others to show up for that if they would like to. That's kind of, a little tangent, but yeah. So being selfish, I think that's something that we don't get shown that often. That's not something that is praised by people very often. Obviously, there are outliers and circumstances that people are like, yes, you did that, for you, and they get that recognition. But a lot of times we don't get that. We get the side eye. We get the, a lot of individuals wish they could, so they make us feel bad for doing those things. And I think if we can show that we are loving on ourselves, we're choosing us no matter what the circumstance. If I got kids, if I don't got kids, if I got a partner, if I have, I am choosing me a moment without hesitation, without a care in the fucking world what others are going to think. I think that's going to give others opportunities to be able to do that for themselves. So one thing I think about is how often were you able to see and be witness to an individual put themselves first throughout your life? And maybe some of you were raised or around individuals who really put self-care and self-love on a pedestal and made it a priority no matter what. And maybe that affected your life in certain ways. But I'm curious how many of us got to witness individuals do things for themselves, just for themselves, not for their partner, not for their kids, not for their family, not for their job, just for themselves, to be able to grow as an individual, to be able to heal as an individual, to be able to have joy and love just for themselves. How many of us got to be witness right there, front row to that? I did not. I did not get to witness that often. And I have still Some people will say, as a single mom, I can be selfish. I can put myself first. I've had people try to make me feel a certain type of way for the lifestyle I live, and I cannot help but think how much my children will benefit from seeing me love on myself and to have a front row of me experiencing life as an individual without the added pressure as to being a mom, being a partner, being a coworker or a boss or anything, but just being a person who's loving life. There's only one of us. We have to celebrate us. We have to experience this life we have so that we can say it was all worth it. There's only one of us. This is what we're doing. Life is not just to live for others. So we get to show up for ourselves. We get to do things just for us without explaining, without hesitation, without, well, I just did it because I wanted to. If we're not hurting others, why not? Why not? How can that be bad? How often do you show up just for you and get to experience life just for you and do things that you just want to do the way you want to do it, exactly, like, without feeling like you're gonna, oh, well, maybe this is, nope, I want this, and this. Thank you so much. Like, I think that's something that it doesn't have to happen all the time, but there's also little things we can do literally every single day that just reminds ourselves that we're worth it. We have a choice, and we also get to celebrate ourselves, a little bit, remind ourselves like, hey, this is just for you. So we've seen that whole cup thing, or at least I think a lot of us have seen that cup thing where there's the individual cup and then the people around them, and or the cups around them that represent the individuals around them. And you have a full cup, but your child needs a little loving, so you give some to them, and your boss needs someone to step up, so you step up at work, and you show up a little more, so some of that water goes in there. And then your best friend's going through some time, so you are showing up as a friend. You're making sure she's good, checking in, dropping off dinner, so there's some more water, little things here and there. And then you realize, oh shit, this cup is empty. And you might get, your daughter loves you some, so she pours a little into you as well. And maybe your boss isn't recognizing what you're doing, so you get a couple drops, like, good job, pat on the back, but you're waiting for that big splash, so you'll take that. And then your friend, she's in a space to not be able to fill your cup yet, so you're not getting much from there. And so you get a little splash back, but you're like, damn, I am empty. And so then more shit comes up, and you're like, wait, hold on, wait a minute, how do I pour more out when I'm like literally on E? How do I do that? And so I'm just trying to open up the dialogue. Okay, so what if we had those other cups that aren't people, that are just the way we choose to love ourselves, that we know, oh my God, when I do this, I feel so full, so seen, so loved, and it has nothing to do with anybody else. What if we had little tricks that we could pull out that filled our cup full all the way? It's just like pouring out now, so we don't even have to pour out. We can set ourselves up so that some's going into that cup, we're pouring so much into ourselves that then it is trickling out into everybody else's cup without us losing a damn thing. Okay, so if you haven't seen it, there's a good there's a little explanation, but what if? So what would those cups be? They could be something we could do every single day, or it could be something we pull out of, once a month, once a year, that we know, oh yeah, this right here, this just does it for me. So let's see. Something you could do every day that you feel so good. Like, and this is going to look different for every single person. Okay. Some people love getting up and washing their face and just like using their expensive skincare and being like, ooh, I feel good. And that is something, yes, you're investing in yourself, but you then get to experience it every day and know that you are doing something that every time you look in the mirror, you're like, dang, look at you glowing. That's something you could do every day, once a week, even if you're not an everyday skincare kind of gal. Once a week, you pull it out and you're like, okay, look at you. I see you. That is something we can have in our back pocket that we just know. A bath. What about a bath? What about hours, no phone, a bathtub filled with hot water, and a book where you are just sitting and being and getting that healing experience of water? What about that? That kind of sounds amazing. What about soaking up the sunshine when it's out and feeling it on your skin, and just like little things, and make a list. Why not? Have a list of, daily things, of weekly things, monthly things that you could do that makes you feel refreshed. And maybe we don't know. So when we feel that, we can make note, okay, that lunch with that friend, those couple of hours of being heard and seen and loved on felt so good. I need to do that once a month. I need that every couple weeks. Please, thank you. And then scheduling it, doing it. We know how hard being an adult is, and being a friend of an adult and being a friend as an adult. That shit gets difficult. So making it a priority, no matter what work, life, kids are doing, to be like, nope, I need this time to be there. Traveling. I used to get a lot of goff for traveling. I still do travel a lot for work, and I love it. A couple days of not being called mom, of being around individuals sometimes that are just healing on their own journey. It is just so amazing and refreshing. And if you are a single mom, not being called mom for a couple days, I realize is a privilege and a luxury, and so necessary. So necessary. So it is something that needs to happen. Just things like that we know. I know being by water, being out in nature is like, oh my gosh, it's something that brings me right back. Connecting to people that really hear me and see me and pour back into me is something I love so much, and that those non-negotiables, we have those in work and business and food and yada, yada, yada. What about for you? My non-negotiables of how I show up for myself in a selfish way, no matter what. That is what I'm talking about. We deserve it. It is a must, and it is so necessary. There are so many ways, and please comments, wherever you want to share your ideas or how you prioritize yourself, please do share. I think that is something we can all benefit so much from, having that conversation. And when we do have those conversations, we normalize it. We realize, oh, wait, you're doing what for you? That's a what? You don't travel? Oh, that's so cool. People get to just know, oh, I could do that too. And I wouldn't be bad. Oh, if I can celebrate you doing that, why can't I celebrate myself to do that as well? So that is something that we can all just, it doesn't have to be huge, but we can work in, little things. I bought myself flowers today. Granted, they were on clearance, but they were beautiful, $7.50, and I'm going to cut them, put them in a nice vase. They're going to look so beautiful. And that is just for me. Do things just for you. It is a way that we just get to remember that we are individuals and we are worthy and we deserve to be seen and we have desires, and those desires belong to us for a reason. And the more you continue to connect to yourself and hear yourself and spend time with yourself and love on yourself, then the more you are going to want that more from everyone around you. Your standards are going to go higher, and then you just get to experience that level of love even more. How could that be bad? How? Tell me. I'm excited we had this conversation. I think this is something that we need to talk more about. What are you doing for you today? How can you show up just for you? Leave a comment and let me know, what are you doing just for you? What is something you could add into your day-to-day, your week, that just feels so resetting, so soul-filling, so aligned with you? What are some ways? And one thing I love to do is learn my own love language. How do I receive love? We all have ways we give love, and then we have ways we receive that love as well. And how can I speak that love language a little more to myself? How, specifically? So a lot of us, our love language is acts of service. And so guess how you could share in that a little bit more? Literally being intentional with how you love on yourself. That right there is going to feel so good. Not having it as a non-negotiable, knowing, no, you need this and I'm giving it to you. Those words of affirmation, those affirming words, we can speak those to ourselves. We can consume different medias that make us feel empowered and loved and say those things we want to hear. We can experience that. We can also, touch, we all know how we can experience a little more self-love touch, okay? Sorry. But we could also, in massage, in those bubble baths, in body tickling, there's so many ways. In body oil, okay, we put the lotion on. Have you done the body oil? Oh my gosh, that makes my skin feel so amazing for days. Get on that body oil mixed with your lotion. Oh, it is amazing. Let's see, we got acts of service, physical touch, words. So, all the things we can add into some way to love ourselves. So learn the way you love so that you can speak that more in a way that is just for you. And I think that's being selfish. And if that's dirty, well, God damn it, let's be dirty together. I get it. What I do as a job is, it is a luxury. It is a privilege. It is something you do just for you as an experience, as an individual, to show up and grow just for you. I realize how big of a step every time it is a mother, a woman, anybody walks in, choosing themselves, investing in themselves, and being like, nope, I need this for me, period. I honor that, and I honor any way we can add more of that into our lives. So that is what I would love for us to try and do. We are here, we are doing it. It's going to be, why, how can it be bad? Tell me. You can also leave that if you really want. Tell me, like, no, being so, comment's a comment. But I think it can be nothing but amazing, and we need more of it. Okay, so that was the conversation. I hope that you took something out of it, even if it is just to, how am I selfish? I'm going to make the list. It is also a self-regulating list. How am I coming back to my body, bringing my emotions settled, even a little heightened in joy? And, like, how can I experience that more to make sure I am good to continue this experience, this human life on this world that is so beautiful, but full of so many lessons? How can I add my own lessons that I know just feel so good? So that is what I think we can do. So thank you for being here again. I'm so grateful. I love this. I'm excited to continue to find my people, speak my truths, and just see who resonates with it and see where these conversations go. I love you all. I do. I love you because you chose to be here for these 30 whatever minutes of listening to me. I love you for choosing you, whatever way it is, even if it's putting this thought in your head a little bit more. And I'm so grateful and honored to just have these conversations with whoever's listening. We're going to keep doing this. We're going to keep going, and we're going to see what we can create together in this amazing little podcast. So this was the Soul Sharing Podcast, second episode. We did it. I am so proud of us. Thank you for being here, and we will be back next week. Have an amazing day. You are so beautiful, so worthy, and I do appreciate you. I do. Thank you.